Good morning, mighty mini truckers, and welcome. Welcome to the launch of our brand new YouTube channel,
Samson The Mighty Sambar.
We'd also like to welcome you to the place we call home, the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. I'm the host here on the channel. I'm Tom. And because I'm the host of the channel, I get to introduce to you the catalyst and the star of this channel. Drum roll, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you the one, the only Samson The Mighty Sambar. I know, ladies, he's cute. I get that all the time at the store. Don't let this size of this truck fool you, because with this small little package, you get a mighty little truck. Folks, Samson and I created this channel for fun and entertainment, but our main focus is still on the Japanese Kei trucks. Even though we're a little partial to the Subaru Sambar, all the topics and all the information that we provide and discuss will correlate with other Japanese Kei trucks. Our goal here on the channel is, of course, like I said, to provide you with the information, but hopefully create a tool or resource that you, the viewer, can use in your journey. So if you've owned one of these great little trucks for some time, or if you're a newbie and you've just purchased one of these vehicles, or hey, maybe you're doing some research to look into buying one of these great little trucks, you've come to the right place. In this, our very first video, we're going to discuss why you might want to purchase one of these little trucks and why you might want to purchase a Subaru Sambar Kei truck. So folks, if you've got a favorite cup of joe, or however you get cranked up in the morning, get your motor going, just sit back and relax, buckle up, and let's go. Before we discuss those topics, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Samson. Samson's a 1991 KS4 four-wheel drive Subaru Sambar Japanese Kei truck. Even though it says on the back of the bed that he's a super deluxe, he's actually a super basic. So you ask, what's so special about Samson? What makes him so unique? Well, first, he's not Kei truck white. Most of the trucks that you see entering the States from Japan are white. And actually, the thousands of trucks that you see running on the roads, both in the cities and the rural areas of Japan, or at least on the island, are basic white. Samson sports Subaru's factory coating of platinum silver. And I am starting to see a little bit more of this year or this generation of truck entering the States with this color. But that's what makes him a little bit different. And of course, number two, the second reason that he's so unique is that he's a Subaru Sambar. And there are some differences between the Subaru Sambar and the other makes and models that are out there. And I'll discuss those a little bit later when we go into why you might want to purchase a Subaru Sambar. I get asked all the time, why a Japanese Kei truck? Why not a side-by-side or a UTV? And it all boils down to reliability, functionality, possibilities, utility, you name it. The Kei truck can pretty much do it all. Now, my wife and I are blessed with being able to own several acres here in the North Carolina mountains. And in fact, we're in the process of getting ready to build a house on that property. We were looking for a vehicle that, that was small enough, that was maneuverable. And, some of the pros to these trucks is, one, they have an enclosed cab. Here in the mountains, it gets pretty cold, especially during the fall and winter times. And it's nice to have an enclosed cab, especially with heat. All these come with heat. Now, Samson doesn't have AC, but we really don't need it here. The other pro is that it's got a 4x6 bed on the back that can handle or manage 750 pounds. So if I'm loading lumber, if I've got to put gravel in here, because we're going to have a gravel driveway, I want to be able to put gravel in here to maintain that driveway. You just can't beat it. Another pro to these trucks is that because of due to Japanese regulations and restrictions and inspections, a lot of these trucks are in really good shape still. And in fact, a lot of them still have fairly low mileage, if you really look for it. The other thing about these trucks is that they're fairly reasonable still. Prices are going up, shipping's going up thanks to the economy we're currently in, but you can still get these fairly reasonable, and you can still get them quite a bit cheaper than you can buy a UTV or a beat up side-by-side. Now, it wouldn't be fair if I didn't tell you about some of the cons on these trucks. And one of the cons is trying to get parts. You can still get parts for them, but a lot of times you're going to have to source them out of Japan. And there are a couple of places where you can still get parts over there. Now, there are some vendors here in the States that are beginning to produce some aftermarket products for these trucks. So that's a great thing. Now, why would you want to own one of these Subaru Sambars? And what makes them so unique? Well, from the first generation to about the 6th or 8th, I can't remember exactly which one it is, the Subaru engineers designed this truck with a rear-mounted motor. And one of the reasons they did this was to give you 2 accesses to the motor instead of having one. One of the accesses is the hatch that's actually in the bed of the truck. You just remove that hatch and you can get to the top of the motor. But on the Subaru, with it being mounted in the rear, you can also get to the rear of the engine. And this is where you can get your spark plug, your spark wires, your oil filter cap, and your dipstick. But of course, you can get to other things. It just makes it a lot easier to work on. Also, having the engine mounted in the rear of the truck, that also gave the Subaru engineers a little bit more room to play with up front, to where they could actually make the cab just a little bit bigger. So you get a little bit more room in the Subaru, just about like the Honda Acti. Now, that's one of the reasons we bought the truck, especially my wife liked the truck because she had a little bit more room. And the other reason we liked it was because it actually rode a little bit better. Now, on the highway, I can tell you that with that engine being mounted in the back, it seems like when you get up to higher speeds, you're floating a little bit, but you can correct that. And you can correct that by playing with the suspension and playing with the height of the truck. The other unique thing about the Sambar's motor is that it's a 4-cylinder. It's not a 3-cylinder like most of the other makes and models. And with that extra cylinder, I think it actually gives the truck a little bit more pickup. You can rev it a little bit higher and not have to worry about damaging the motor. It makes it great for getting out into traffic. Okay, the other nice thing about the Subaru Sambar is that it's got a 5-speed manual transmission. Now, they did make an automatic transmission in this truck, but it was CVT, and they had a few different problems. But I can tell you that 5-speed manual transmission is pretty robust. And the other nice thing about it is it has what's called an extra low gear. It's what we call here in the South a granny gear. And believe me, once you engage that, you can crawl over about anything, even without having to engage the 4-wheel drive. And that's the other nice thing about this transmission, is that it's got an electronic 4-wheel drive engage. There's a button on the top of the shift that you just hit, and that automatically engages the 4-wheel drive, makes it a lot easier. Well, enough about Samson and the Subaru Sambar, but that's the main reason we liked the Subaru Sambar over a lot of the many other models that are out there. And, the drive and the comfort and having that extra room just makes it a big difference for us, and especially for my wife. That's what sold her. So if I can sell her on it, that's a plus. In our next video, we're going to do a complete walk around of Samson, go over his specifications, his equipment, which are pretty basic, and just giving an overview of Samson and what he has and what his capabilities are. not only do we have big plans for Samson, we also have big plans for the channel. Folks, help us blaze new trails on this channel. Help us grow this channel. Like I said, we're here more for you than we are for ourselves. You also get to meet Samson's younger but bigger brother, Bruiser. We're going to do a walk around of him also. He's another JDM product out of Japan. So folks, buckle up, get ready for a wild ride. Come join us on that wild ride.
Before we wrap up our first video here on the channel, there's a couple of people I'd like to thank. First, I'd like to thank Tony at Mayberry Mini Trucks in Mount Airy, North Carolina. Without him finding Samson and importing him into the States, we wouldn't be here. Tony's a great person to deal with. He knows a lot about these trucks. He's also now the largest Japanese Kei truck dealer here in North America or here in the States. The last time I talked to him, he was probably getting pretty close to 300 units. So he definitely has enough units for you to take a look at. I'll go ahead and leave a link to his website down below. But Tony also has a YouTube channel here. You can check that out. Whenever he gets a new shipment in of inventory, he usually posts a video, and you can see exactly what he's getting in. He's getting good quality units in. And like I said, they're just great people to deal with. Next, we'd like to thank Moffitt and Tooling Family Farms here in Wilkes County, North Carolina. They truly provide some of the best quality meats, dairy, and other products here in the county. I'll drop a link to their website below. If you ever get a chance to drop in, Miss Rita's usually there on Saturday. She's a great person to talk to. But on top of that, she cooks some of the best cakes in the county. So get you a piece of one of those cakes, or get you a whole cake, because they are fantastic. Once again, they're just great people to deal with.
So we hope you enjoyed our very first video here on the channel. And hopefully you've learned something about the Subaru Sambar. If you have any questions or comments, or if you'd like to see something here on the channel, just leave a comment in the comment section below. And folks, if you've liked what you've seen so far, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That will help Samson and I out tremendously. The more subscriptions we can get, the more we can do on this channel. And if you don't want to miss any of our up and coming videos, don't forget to ring that notification bell. And if you've liked what you've seen so far, please smash that like button. So until next time, as we always say here on the channel, get outside and enjoy the great outdoors, especially in one of these little trucks. Be safe and happy trails. Ciao.